Hello guys, welcome back. In this video we'll be looking at user-defined functions. I've gone ahead and written up some functions. We'll just go ahead and run and see how they output. So let's get started. First I want to run this function and it just prints Python user-defined function. So this is how you write, this is the syntax for functions. You just use the def keyword and then just make up a name with the parentheses, and after you have a colon, and then in the next line this has to be indented, so there's indentation here. You just write up any commands you want to run as part of this function. If we run this function, it should just print Python user-defined function. So that's all that does. So that one other thing, to call a function you just have to use this syntax, just the function name with parentheses should call the function. So let me just comment this out and move on to the next function. In this one what we're doing is the function name is called getName. It gets an input, assigns it into a variable called name, and then just prints that variable. So if I run this function, it should ask for a name, and I'm just going to say my name is Jake, and it says your name's Jake. So very basic, very simple function. Let's keep going. Now this is an add function. This does some addition, so it just gets two inputs, num1 and num2, converts both to integers, because when you accept input it's a text string. Now it does calculate num3, which is a subtraction of the two numbers, and num4, which is a addition of the two numbers. And then it prints addition and subtraction in this format. In this statement it's just a print statement. So let's just run this and see what we get. So it's asking for num1. I'm just going to say num1 is 20, num2 is 50, so addition is 70, and subtraction is minus 30. Moving on to the next function. This one also does addition, but this one takes two arguments. Arguments are inputs to your function. I'm passing n1 and n2 and I'm using them inside the function here. n4 is an addition, and then it prints each of the arguments with a plus sign and equal to, and then the result. I might as well just do, it is possible for you to not use another variable, so I could literally just get rid of that and run it and it'll still work the same. n3 is again subtraction with printing minus and equal to here, so it comes up in a nice little format. So if I run this function now, so 4 plus 5 is 9, 4 minus 5 is minus 1, so I could also go here and say 50, 22 and run that, and it'll calculate that. So this is how you pass arguments to a function. So that's that, and then let's move on to the next function. This one calculates age in seconds. So basically I'm getting age in years, which is again as input, converting that into an integer. We talked about that. Age in seconds is calculated as the number of days times number of hours in a day times number of minutes in an hour and number of seconds in a minute. So here if you see, I'm doing something with the format function. When you use the format function, it replaces these parentheses with whatever you have in the format function. You can use variables and replace them in right places. So I could also do today equals to now, something like that, just a little fellow, seconds, and then I can use parentheses here, add a comma, and say today, right? And when I run this now, it asks you for age in years. I'm gonna say 20, and it says so many seconds up to now. Up to now is also a variable. Yeah, as you can see here, after seconds I've got a space and parentheses, which is now replaced with whatever we have in the variable today. So that's cool. I'm not sure if we covered that before. No, but I did now anyway. So the next function is Celsius to Fahrenheit. So you pass an argument of temperature, and then it returns temperature in Celsius to Fahrenheit. So let me run that, and if we change this 32 to 58 and run it again, you get a different result. If you look at this, I'm using a return statement here. What return does is it will exit the flow. So as soon as, let's say if I put return statement in the first function in this file, it will exit on the first return. So whenever there's a condition that's true where you get to a return statement, it exits the whole script. Alright, so let's close that and move on to the last function. So this one calculates a length of a string. So now I'm also getting an input, saving it in S1, and I'm returning length of S1. That's basically a string function. And I'm just printing length of string because it has a return. I have to use a print statement to be able to get the output. So if I do length of string, oopie. Right, that's 6 characters, and there you go, that's 6 characters. If you have any ideas, please leave them in comments. I'm happy to write custom function if you request one and add to this series. Please like and subscribe if you like my videos. I'll see you in the next one.